zone, carrying a backpack. He made a threat to himself, saying he was in possession of a flammable material, and there was no threat found. The man is at home at Lamar. The Jefferson County Grand Jury has indicted 6 individuals in connection with last month's shooting on Maddox Street in South Beaumont. 20-year-old Wesley Davis, 27-year-old Jordan Washington, 19-year-old Lorena Burton, 18-year-old Nick Kerwood, and 18-year-old Montreal Lightfoot, and 22-year-old Cavante Willis are charged with deadly conduct. Willis also indicted for being a felon in possession of a firearm. A jury in Hardin County sentencing 40-year-old Jared Paul Proctor to 20 years in prison yesterday for child grooming and online solicitation. Proctor was convicted by a separate jury last month. That jury was deadlocked on a sentence. The charges against Proctor stem from a December 2023 incident. The victim under the age of 17. A man wanted for a parole violation is jailed in Newton County yesterday afternoon. Sheriff Colton Havard was going down Highway 87, recognized Thomas Joe Hall, a wanted fugitive riding a four-wheeler. The sheriff arrested Thomas for parole violation from the Texas Pardon and Parole. Due to wet grounds, a ribbon cutting scheduled for this evening for the reopening of Riverfront Park in downtown Beaumont has been postponed. The park was heavily damaged by Hurricane Harvey in 2017. The city will set a new timeline for the ribbon cutting at a later date. KLBI News Time, 7:10, and KLBI Sports is next.
College World Series teeing it up tomorrow night, so we're getting a little bit closer.
Yeah, 2 games tomorrow in Omaha, 2 on Saturday. The highlight game Saturday for the big prime school will be Arkansas and LSU. You do have a couple of teams in there that are not traditional teams going to Omaha. Coastal Carolina, of course, they did win it a few years ago, but Murray State, they got to be the Cinderella favorite for fans. And Omaha College World Series game gets underway tomorrow. The next major championship up for grabs. Bryson DeChambeau will be looking to defend his title when the U.S. Open tees off from Oakmont Country Club in Oakmont, Pennsylvania today. DeChambeau won last year's tournament after finishing on the leaderboard at 6 under. NBA Finals. The Pacers take Game 3, 116-107 over Oklahoma City. Indiana's up 2-1 at home again tomorrow night for Game 4. And again, it'll be a Friday night, tomorrow night, Game 4. A Pacers win tomorrow will give them a commanding 3-1 lead. Nick still looking for a new head coach after firing Tom Thibodeau. They wanted to talk to the Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd out of Dallas. But the Dallas Mavericks say, nope, we still have him under contract. You cannot speak with him. Astros cruise to a 10-2 win over the White Sox in Houston. Brian Gusto collected his 4th win of the season after striking out 7 over 6. Christian Walker went 3 for 4 at the home run, 4 RBIs. The Astros snap a 2-game losing streak, improving to 37-30. Also, they pick up a game in the standings. They now lead the West by 4 because the Diamondbacks beat the Mariners 5-2.
I wonder if Jason Kidd would want to go to New York.
Probably.
Yeah.
They do have the overall pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would be Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag, yeah.
That fishing village in Maine.
Yeah, that's a reason to stay, I guess. No doubt about it. But it's amazing. Boy, if the Pacers pull this off, and like I say, it's only a 2-1 lead.
Right.
But they come on, man.
Yeah, they go 3-1. I mean, goes without saying how hard it will be for.
Well, you saw how it was with the situation with the Knicks. It's just hard to come back, man.
Pacers looking for the first ever.
Yep.
Oklahoma City's looking. They say 79, but I'm not buying that. But that's when they were in Seattle.
Yeah.
So the
Supersonics.
The Supersonics.
Supersonics.
Yep.
That's it. Okay, last call for birthdays on this Thursday. What is today? Anyway, the 12th day of June.
You know, tomorrow is.
And what is what is that? It's Curly Day.
Well, that's
it's
Friday the 13th.
It's what?
Friday the 13th.
Friday 13th, the only one of the year. And,
Tricks Detectophobia.
okay, National Peanut Butter Cookie Day.
Yes, it is.
It's also National Jerky Day. It doesn't say beef jerky, it just says National Jerky Day.
Well,
You know, with various meats.
Yeah. And also it is National Red Rose Day.
Red Rose Day. A little
Yeah.
late for red roses. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I've got yellow roses.
Yeah. I was very impressed with the picture you showed me. Yeah. Very
You're the guy who got us started. But,
I just assist God on that. I didn't have anything to do with it.
yeah.
And I'm his go-between.
Yellow Rose, Texas.
Yeah. Yellow Rose in Texas.
Okay, Market Basket Weather is next. Last call for birthdays. Let's hear from you.
From the Crown Electric Authorized Generac Generator Dealer Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkie. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle. Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
And west is prevailing.
It does, and I tell you what, down toward the mid-Texas coast, getting some very impressive rainfall totals. Just checking around Palacios, of course, Yankee out of New York, we call it Palacios. But Palacios, a foot, 12 inches of rain now down there. And that's most of that last night. I mean, it's still coming down too. A lot of heavy rain on the south side of Houston. If you're driving to Houston, it's not too bad right now unless you get down toward League City down that way. Pearland down in that section. There's a lot of heavy rainfall there. We're getting some pretty heavy rains too now. Jefferson County, thunderstorm around Gator country out there. The Gators are all excited to get some rain in their pond out there. And also some heavy rain now moving into Hardin and Tyler County. So extra caution, watch out. And boy, you couldn't pay me to get on the interstate right now. That's all I'm saying. Stay away from that place, that's for sure. High today will be in the mid-80s. Shower activity should taper off by early afternoon. I think we'll see a break later today. Looks like we're going to see more tomorrow, though, the way things are shaping up, and less coming up over the weekend. Upper 80s tomorrow, we'll be back to 90 over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And out there right now, let's see, we're running at 75 degrees. That's an interesting article. I was speaking on hurricanes and plants and stuff at the road reach today in Beaumont. And just as I was going there, I saw this flash on my phone. There's an article actually in the Beaumont Enterprise online. And it said, scientists are suggesting we need to have a Category 6 hurricane. And their proposal is to have Category 6 start at 192 miles per hour. Well, my counter to that is, name me a storm that had winds that velocity.
I was just wondering.
Yeah, Rita did briefly. I mean, without the Gulf. Katrina never did. The only one I can think that might legitimately have had that was the 1935 hurricane in the Florida Keys, the Labor Day storm.
Yeah.
But those sustained winds don't last very long.
Yeah, right.
It's not like they have that old.
Yeah, right. But the comment that was made there, scientists said, well, first it didn't identify the scientists. I always wonder about
Of
that.
course not.
And they said that, of course, we're doing this because storms are coming more frequent and stronger. False. I showed some graphics yesterday at the prototype, just blew that completely out of the water. Actual statistics, not guessing. This is actually what's
So you
happening.
brought a board with you then?
Well, I did PowerPoint.
And just go back historically and show that's not true.
Yeah, I did the last 50 years of storms, hurricanes, and there's no indication all the storms are getting more frequent or stronger.
Just, you know,
But see, the agenda it's been written already. They're going to continue to push this agenda.
you had Hurricane Audrey in 1957.
Horrible.
Hurricane Carla in 1961.
Yeah. On and on. I mean,
You want to go Rita, you want to go Ike, you want to go Harvey, you want to go Imelda. I don't care what you want to go.
well, back in the 20s, when Miami was really starting to get going pretty good, they were concerned after the 20s that it may not be able to continue to live in Miami.
Yeah.
Hurricanes were so bad. So many bad hurricanes.
They saw the railroad bridge blow up the way it did.
1935.
Yeah, 1935. They said, as a matter of fact, when my dad first decided that he wanted to move to Florida when he retired. They were just about giving away land in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's no state tax.
Right.
And they were selling, and you know, the old story about, I got 50 acres outside of St. Pete. You want to see if it's still above water?
Yeah.
Was not true, because they had good land, and they
prime real estate,
couldn't give it away.
Yeah.
Well, of course, one of the problems in the South and in Florida at that time was really lack of air conditioning. Nobody wanted to live there.
That's very true.
You know, it was air conditioning that made it livable in the South and created the boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you though, there's always nice breezes around St. Pete and Tampa.
Well, we get the breezes here too. As long as the wind moves a little bit, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at our morning one. The last call for birthdays. KLBI Facebook Messenger, you got a birthday, love to hear from you. 7:19 at News Talk Radio, KLBI. Quick time out, back in a moment.
The Starbucks Summer Berry Refresher is officially back. Bold notes with raspberry, blueberry, and blackberry, shaken with ice and poured over raspberry-flavored pearls. Try it with lemonade or coconut milk. Available for a limited time. Your Summer Berry Refresher is ready at Starbucks.
Why wait until fall? It's always deer season at Shoppers. If you're on the hunt for a compact utility tractor, Shoppers has a right-size John Deere tractor for whatever the job might be. The right tractor to shred your pasture, build that fence, and turn your property dream into a reality. A John Deere tractor with attachments from Shoppers doesn't just up your game, it changes it. Shoppers has great financing rates too. Start your John Deere tractor hunt by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. Deer season is open now at Shoppers.
Collision and Plastics. 510 I-10 South in Beaumont. Call them at 842-2324. Collision and Plastics. Not a body shop. A collision technology repair center.
Brian Wilson passed away at age 82. I think one of the things that most people don't know is Beach Boys recorded on Capitol Records. The Beatles recorded on Capitol Records. And there was a big tug of war going on in the middle 60s when both of these groups arrived at just about the same time. Now, the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson actually started out in 1961 as a group called the Pendletons. And as a matter of fact, I remember when I was at KRLA, we in the lobby, they would preview new groups. And this group came up, and this was like 62, 61, late 61. And I was the student kid. And I said, well, who is that? They said, one of those groups. You think about waves and beaches, and I don't know. They're nice, clean cut looking boys, but one thing that they did not realize, and you're going to hear good vibrations and all that, but what you won't hear from most of the people that talk about the Beach Boys and people that really don't know music is the harmony.
Got some clear skies ahead. Might be getting away from it.
These were the guys that came along after the four freshmen and perfected the 4 and 5 part harmony.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
And it is just the beautiful stuff that they were able to put into up-tempo as well as down-tempo stuff. And Brian Wilson was the guy who put it together. Their father put the group together, and he was a horrible man to work for.
Wow.
And they spent a good deal of their career getting rid of him. Because while his push for them to be a major group was enviable, the fact that he kind of got into their stuff too much, and they were just an unbelievable. If you've ever even seen them on television, you know that these guys were just amazing. The three brothers, Brian, Carl, and Dennis, Mike Love, and of course Al Jardine. They were the original Beach Boys, and they were untouchable.
One of them hang out with Charles Manson.
Some connection.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I want to say Manson was an aspiring songwriter.
Oh, he was.
He thought he was.
Yeah.
They may well have done one of his songs. I can't remember.
But, you know, the thing is, like any up-and-coming group, you know, they were trying to get on top, and they were fighting the Beatles. You know, at the time, like I say, they were fighting the British invasion. And they, because Elvis was not a contender in the middle 60s, and the Beach Boys.
I always got them confused with Jan and Dean.
And they started Jan and Dean on their career.
Yeah, right.
They said, hey, guys, come here. Here's a song for you.
Right.
And they gave Jan and Dean the little old lady from Pasadena.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds just like the Beach Boys.
Just great. Yeah, it did. Anyway, Brian Wilson passing in 82, had a lot of mental issues, and struck out on his own in his mid to late 70s, and was touring up until about a year and a half ago. But an unbelievable talent. Passing at age 82. Okay, time out. We're back with your birthdays on this Thursday morning from News Talk Radio KLVI.
Men, fathers, dads, grill masters, and kings of the recliner. It's finally your big day, and Kashana Casino Resort is giving you what you really want. A new Ram truck, a new ATV, and a big pile of cash. It's the men-only $100,000 Father's Day Truck and Cash giveaway this Sunday. And starting at 2 p.m. every half hour, 2 guys pick a lure from the tackle box skateboard for a chance to win up to $5,000 in cash. Then at 6 p.m., one lucky gentleman takes home a new Dodge Ram truck, a Polaris ATV, and $100 in cash. It's so easy to enter. You can start earning entries right now while playing your favorite slots or table games with your free Advantage Club card. Don't miss the big $100,000 Father's Day Truck and Cash giveaway this Sunday at Kashana, Louisiana's largest casino resort and Louisiana's best bet.
Silver is the precious metal of the future. Judge Napolitano here. Since 2020, the silver price has risen as much as 190%. Why? In each of the last 4 years, rising demand for solar and electric vehicles alone has put silver supply into a deficit. But now there's another industry, AI. Data centers, robots, and quantum computing could require so much silver that silver supplies could be obliterated.
Could silver rise another 190% within 5 years? Find out in Lear Capital's new report, The AI Revolution.
I bought silver, and my investment is up 46%. With billions being poured into AI, it makes sense to consider silver.
Call now to get your free report, The AI Revolution and Record High Silver. Also ask how you can get up to $15,000 in bonus silver. Call 800-927-2400. 800-927-2400. 800-927-2400.
Jack's Packet at 4505 Calder in Beaumont has something that we've been looking for years and years and years. That's ready-to-go dinners that you take home and just heat up in the oven or in the microwave. That's right. These are not TV dinners. These are the good-tasting dinners. We've got some of the best lasagna in town. And, of course, Jack's is best known for their great steaks and great groceries. Jack's 4505 Calder Beaumont. Once again, Jack's Packet 4505 Calder Beaumont.
Christie's Corner Custom Framing and Photo Lab in Beaumont, where memories last forever.
You see those old Western movies?
Okay, guys, you ready? The top looks
Like
good.
off in the dishes in the desert.
Right on the cases, one of the
It looks like
birthdays.
apocalyptic
Thursday,
storm.
the,
That's exactly what it
Thursday,
looks
the
like.
12th day of June. Carol reminded
So we
me
got
Laura's
light
the only
trying to
Friday
come
the
over here
13th of the year.
from the west to the east is just
You're
darkness.
so good. Okay, you
Lightning popping like it's the 4th of July.
Okay, you got the birthdays?
Yeah, just a couple ones there this morning. George Bill, 48 in Beaumont.
Oh my God, these roads, dude.
neighborhood in Ahmedabad. Wreckage embedded in buildings with a search for survivors. The U.S. ordering non-essential personnel to evacuate the U.S. embassy in Baghdad as tensions with Iran rise and President Trump less confident about reaching a nuclear deal with Iran. L.A. City Hall the target, but largely quiet night backed up by a curfew, National Guard, L.A. police, and prosecutions of violent anti-ICE protesters.
Hurling bricks, hurling cinder blocks, hurling fireworks will not be tolerated in this county, now or ever.
DA Nathan
crazy.
Hoffman with some attempted murder charges.
It's crazy
America
that
listening to Fox News.
protesting holding the Mexican flag. If your country's so great, you're so proud of it, why are you not there? Go back if you hate this country.
Don't worry about being I think it's like in the 70s. But you will. Not tomorrow. Or Saturday. Or
Dude.
Sunday. It'll be Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Town hall will be all over the rest of June and all of July and August and September. It's going to be warm. No, it's not going to be warm. It's going to be hot. And you need air. You need that central air to work. And when it quits working, oh my gosh, you need to buy a new one. Here comes the Posse who went to save your life. Folks over at Delta Air Conditioning. Been doing this since 1985. If your air goes out, we can probably salvage your unit. Instead of buying a new one and fixing it, it's a lot cheaper to actually tell you. We get the best thing of all. I know the unit's working perfect right now. So what is the reason to call? Well, the reason to call is you want to keep your perfect. And do better maintenance. It's been a couple bucks more. Delta Air Conditioning. 26974. I use them on Movie Wheel too.
Things are back to normal at Lamar University in Beaumont following an incident yesterday afternoon in which the entire campus was evacuated. A man dressed in construction clothing entered the library construction zone carrying a backpack with a threat to himself, saying he's in possession of a flammable material. There was no threat found. The man is a full-time student at Lamar. A jury in Hartman sentenced 40-year-old Jared Paul Proctor to 20 years in prison yesterday for child grooming and online solicitation. Proctor was convicted by a separate jury last month. That jury was deadlocked with the sentence. The charges against Proctor stem from the December 2023 incident. The victim was under the age of 17. A man wanted for a parole violation was jailed in Newton County yesterday afternoon. Sheriff Colton Hammond was traveling on Highway 87 and recognized Thomas Joe Paul, a wanted fugitive, riding four-wheel. Sheriff Hammond arrested Thomas for parole in the Texas Department. Went around a ribbon-cutting schedule for the scene. Reopening the Riverfront Park outside Beaumont.
LTE nationwide coverage. You can reach family and friends in any emergency, 100% private, no contracts, no hassle. Stay safe. Order now at Rapid Radio.
Fantastic weather with Greg Bosman. When Greg sets the time, you know it's raised the car.
That's right. Well, I showed up at the Rotary Club there at the Elegantia Super Umbrella, which almost never carry it. I said, "Oh, you must mean business." Yeah, one of those big golf umbrellas.
Didn't leave it in the car.
I did not. I knew it was coming, so I said, I better have it ready. And I tell you what, if you're out in the west side of Beaumont, back down toward Gilbert Woods, that's on 365 and I-10, it is pouring.
Yeah, it is.
My weather station out on Brooks Road right now, the rainfall rate is 8 inches per hour. It is just like cow and rock. You get my idea there. And wind gusts, 40, 45 miles per hour in this storm. Lots of lightning. That's coming up across the west end right now. And we'll probably hear the studios here pretty soon. And heavy rain also falling around Lumberton, Silsbee, over toward Deweyville, Orange. It just scattered all over the place. These heavier storms. Some of the worst of the weather, though, is now impacting Houston. Like I said, boy, I'm going to be heading over there today. Pasadena, LaPorte, Pearland, all getting
Generac generator. The outage does occur. Hey, keep the lights on. Give them a call, 409-840-9292. That's 409-840-9292 for a free quote. You can also visit them online. Gulf Coast Generators, powering today's smarter
If
world.
you're like me, you enjoy working with people you trust. And when it comes to your 401k or IRA, people feel the same way. You go with the ones you trust. You already know Merit Advisory Partners. I have been telling you about them for better than 15 years, and you've seen them in action. Give them a call at 212-9696. Sit down, let them show you why they're featured in Kipling's magazine and on television. Merit Advisory Partners, 212-9696.
This is Greg Bostwick for Crown Electric. You know, hurricane season's certainly underway. The peak of the season just down the road. When a hurricane hits, it doesn't just knock down trees. It takes your power out for days. No lights, no AC, no fridge, no way to charge your phone. It doesn't have to be that way. With a Generac motor generator from Crown Electric, the power kicks back on automatically, keeping your home and your family safe. Storm after storm, Crown Electric has kept homes running since 1979. When the skies are clear, we're still there for you, handling full electrical services for new builds, remodels, panel upgrades, and code-compliant wiring. Whether you're updating an older home or wiring your dream build, we make sure it's done safely and done right. Call 409-842-1306. Again, 409-842-1306, or visit crownelectricbnt.com. Crown Electric, power you can count on, storm or shine.
Tonight, this is it. It's the final sales event at Silsby Ford. Hundreds have saved thousands, and you still can too. Get employee pricing, and you keep the factory rebates, and there's no dealer add-ons, and there's no hidden fees. Get out here to Silsby Ford today and pay the same exact price that Ford employees pay. When it's Silsby Ford, you keep the factory rebates, and you're not going to find thousands of unnecessary dealer ads or unexpected fees. Don't miss the best buying opportunity of 2025. Employee pricing, and you keep the factory rebates. Plus, Silsby Ford wants your trade. We need your trade, and that means top dollar for every single trade. At Silsby Ford, it's not just a Ford, it's a Silsby Ford, and there's a huge difference. Check us out online at silsbyford.com, or hop in your car and come see us at Silsby Ford, 1211 U.S. Highway 96 North, in the heart of Silsby, Texas, USA. The best buying opportunities at Silsby Ford right now.
Slap a little ground meat on the grill and throw it between two buns, you got a burger. Well, it's just a burger. But a great burger, that's from Daddy-O's. We don't start cooking it until you order it, either in person or on the phone. And we're going to make it any way you like it. We're going to add anything that you like. You're going to get that Nolan Ryan beef with a freshly baked bun and all of the goodness that's gone into 40 years of preparing the best burger. At Daddy-O's in Beaumont and what are the best burger around?
When you see a price on a pre-owned vehicle at Twin City Motors, you won't pay 1 penny more when you get here. Hi, this is John Dretz at Twin City Motors. If you go to a dealership to buy a used vehicle and they add reconditioning fees or some other lame charges, you need to walk out and come to Twin City Motors, where the price you see is the price you pay. At Twin City Motors, you'll see the actual price on a high-quality pre-owned vehicle that's safe and clean, and it's been through a rigorous 160-point inspection. If slight reconditioning was required, it's already done. Vehicles that don't meet our strict standards are sold off to wholesalers. That's why Twin City Motors offers a 3-day or 300-mile return policy with every pre-owned vehicle we sell. At Twin City Motors, you're getting a great vehicle at a great price. That's Twin City Motors, Highway 69, just south of the airport.
Call 877-227-5582 for details.
When it comes to custom screen printing at Cotton Cargo,
We need deadlines.
and with custom embroidery on shirts, jackets, and hats,
We need
Spectator,
deadlines.
man.
with signs and banners,
We need deadlines.
plus coffee mugs, pens, tumblers, and more.
We beat them.
So if you're looking for custom t-shirts, hats, or almost anything,
They did. All good, though, finishing up. Do you want to reply?
No.
Okay, then.
You're not under any circumstances. Apple.
They did. All good, though, finishing up. Do you want to reply? want to reply to that one? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Getting the vehicle fixed as your insurance and all the other things that go into making you whole again. At Vince Paint and Body, we simply say this: look, drive carefully, and you may never get to meet us, you may never have an accident. But when you're in an accident, we are going to be your best friend. We're going to go in and fix your vehicle, we're going to fix it right, like we did yesterday and yesteryear and last decade and last century. For better than 50 years, Vin and Rick Oliva, Vince Paint and Body, we're in Mid-County right next to the schooner, and in Beaumont right next to Kennedy Supply. Vince Paint and Body, Beaumont and Mid-County, and don't forget to buckle up. Elon Musk is back in the news, and not because of an argument with Donald Trump, but with his new robo-taxi, which is going to be debuting in Austin. A lot of flurry of posts yesterday about the launch of the new model YS driving machine. The streets will change very rapidly, said Mr. Musk in a post. In a clip shared by Musk and Tesla, a driverless Model Y SUV turned a corner through a busy intersection in Austin. The video is one of the first times a Tesla has been documented driving without a human in the driver's seat.
You know, he is the leader in that technology. So I would not bet against him, even though we have those others out there that are supposed to be driverless.
I'll be passenger.
Yeah.
I'll be a passenger on that.
Yeah, it will take me. I won't say never, but it will be a long time. They're going to have to do a lot of proving. Just like about me.
One investor in Tesla, that's
no,
with
I'm not
a
doing
big
this shit
company
either.
called ARK Investments, projected that autonomous ride hauling could be a $950 billion business over the next 4 years.
Oh, I believe it. I think particularly maybe the younger folks are going to be much more at ease with the technology than maybe we are.
About $1 trillion.
As we develop that technology,
Dude,
what are you
really?
talking about? You're talking about
This is cut across 3 freaking lanes,
cost of
dude.
labor.
Tesla brought in around $98 billion in revenue last year. And, of course, 74% of that came from, obviously, the theory behind the autonomous vehicles.
Go ahead. I don't trust him.
Well, the robo-taxi and then the robo-planes.
How about the robo semis?
Yeah.
Are on the road. I know. And I just don't see how those work on Interstate 10 with those barriers and everything.
That's what I don't understand, and the fact that stripes are sort of haywire. But
Yeah. Because that's what they're looking for. That the cameras are watching the stripes and everything.
And when you see what can be wrought with man-made machines just this morning,
Yeah.
240 passengers aboard a 787 Dreamliner, which is the flagship of the Boeing industry,
Yeah, Boeing's in trouble.
crashing 60 seconds after takeoff.
And of course, first of all, it's a horrible crisis.
Oh, it is.
Prayers certainly go out for the victims and their families, but you know, looking at it, we were talking about earlier off there, looking at it from a business point of view. If that's not pilot error, if it is mechanical error, a problem with one of those engines, boy, Boeing it's not looking good for Boeing.
Now, is part of the plane stuck in the side of a building? There can't be any survivors. Now, they said first of all there might be, but
I'm seeing note now that there are none.
Yeah.
But these are from foreign news sources.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything in the
Well, it was a full load of fuel, number one. You saw what happened with the World Trade Centers, with a full load of fuel and going in the side of the building.
And probably talking about survivors because it crashed in a populated area that could have caused some early confusion.
Yeah, exactly.
Survivors from apartments or whatever. This is the latest evidence. This is, I think, BBC.
And as you said, and we hope not, because Boeing is one of the biggest companies in America. But we hope, and you say, I hope it's nothing, but it's got to be something. And you're hoping it's pilot error. Because if it isn't, boy, you don't need another black eye.
Yeah, if there's something wrong with the design of that plane, wow.
Okay, Honor Sports at 7:48, and it looks for all the world like the Indiana Pacers are at least where they belong, and that is in the finals.
Yeah, they're in the driver's seat right now after taking Game 1 in Oklahoma City, then dropping Game 2. The series shifted to Indianapolis for Game 3 last night, and the Pacers pick up a home win, 116-107 over Oklahoma City. Tyrese Halliburton came up big with points like a 6 rebound. Pacers again up 2-1, Game 4 tomorrow night in Indianapolis. Knicks are struggling to find a new head coach as they fire Tom Thibodeau. According to ESPN, the Mavericks became the latest team to reject the Knicks' request to speak with their head coach, Jason Kidd. Another NBA note for you this morning. Kevin Durant looks like he's going to be traded. There's all kinds of talks going on. Two of the teams top of the list for
So we
Durant
took the back
are the
way
Rockets
today.
and Heat. The
Coming
next
in.
major championship up for grabs.
Took roughly 45 minutes in bad weather. Going back, I'm going to take 69 out of 10. We're going to time and see which one's worse. I can tell you taking Major to LaBelle, LaBelle to 73. Even though as crazy as 73 gets, mainly in the evenings, it is still a peaceful, less stressful drive. These drivers out here, man, they out of control. Seen an old boy the other day, he was behind me in a hatchback BMW. There was a sheriff in front of me, I was in the left lane.
More they were a month ago or 3 weeks ago.
This dude was on my ass, so like you couldn't even see his hood. That's how close he was. Sheriff in front of me, truck in the right lane. This dude swerved every lane onto the shoulder, passed on the shoulder, and then when he passed that truck on the shoulder, that sheriff seen him, slowed down and lit him up. And I wish I'd have been recording. It seems like all the good videos that I could get, I'm not freaking recording, man. I'll try to change that. There's so much that I miss to show y'all how out of control the driving is around here. It's just because there ain't no cops patrolling, man. I remember growing up, of course I grew up in Nederland. There were cops posted up everywhere patrolling. I couldn't even tell you the last time I seen somebody pulled over in Beaumont for a traffic violation. I've seen people break the law directly in front of cops, turning the opposite way from the furthest lane at a red light intersection, like right directly in front of a cop, and nothing happened. Like, wow. Cool. But y'all, thanks for rolling. Y'all stay safe out there.
I bought silver, and my investment is up 40